Hi there, everyone, and welcome to the update for today. Today was Friday, the 14th of August, 2026. Alright, so, when I last left you, it was about 1:15 yesterday afternoon, and I was going to be heading in for a gym workout, which I did. Fairly short one, but I still did. And then heading into work a 3 to 8 shift at the liquor counter at the store. Shift went fine, and honestly, there was none of the dramatics that make the liquor counter a lot of fun sometimes. And by dramatics, I mean like the give me liberty or give me death types when you ask to scan an ID, or the, a tweak here and a twitch there types. But I luckily didn't see any of that during this particular, or experience any of that during this particular shift, and I'll consider that a victory. And the poor liquor register, they were having all sorts of staffing issues. I'm honestly not sure if anybody who was actually scheduled to be in that department on the original schedule actually ended up there yesterday. Maybe, but yeah. So kind of a cluster in that regard, but hey, we got through and everything seems perfectly fine. And so we have that going for us. Anyways, turn around over into today, which was a payroll office day. And again, for those of you who just join in here every so often, payroll office is something I do a handful of times a year. Although I think I have like 3 days in there next week because of a vacation coverage. But that being said, it's, one of those jobs that every time I'm in there, it's, have the rule book right next to me and try to not break anything too badly while waiting for the regular people to get back. And it was, that kind of day. So, again, not a whole lot to say about that. Went to the gym, had a pretty mediocre workout, to be perfectly honest. Really got nailed with a lunch afternoon slump, right in the middle of my workout. Was on one of the leg curl machines and literally starting to fall asleep between sets. Got myself up and running again, and ended up getting my jogging and everything great. But yeah, kind of going through the motions a bit during the weight session, and dang it, we'll get them next time. Anyway, with that, had left that with a little, that would have given me about 4 hours, 3.5 hours after eating this afternoon to accomplish stuff. Did I? No. Sadly, no. I keep talking about opening up ChatGPT and wasting time on, fictional writing and whatnot. Done a lot better about doing that. That being said, this afternoon there was something I really wanted to engage with it about, and this is actually a topic that I actually feel justified in discussing with it, and also something related to work. And basically, one of the current catchphrases, and I don't remember the exact words, but a catchphrase type of thing that they're using right now is, what are you doing to make a experience for customers? How can I make experiences? And I'm assuming, how can I make better experiences? And so I was honestly giving it some legit thought. What in our operation could possibly make a better customer experience? Well, here's one. Reducing or getting rid of all the chaos that ensues every day from absenteeism. And I mean, I kid you not, the percentage of issues of, you could say, service failures that are somehow connected to that one issue, your mind would be just blown if you haven't worked in a industry like this before. If you haven't worked in a entry level, a place that hires entry level, and has the kind of weird retail quirks of strange schedules and facing the public and whatnot. If you have not worked in an environment like that, you would just be floored by how much this bleeds into everything. I mean, if you are at a fast food place, if you're at freaking Taco Bell and your food's taking longer than normal, they probably add call-outs. If you walk up to a motel or something and there's nobody at the front desk and they're like, you must sign up apply for your room online, which happened to me once, call outs. If you want, this is rampant. And even unfortunately at like some of the assisted living places that Dad was at, things would go wrong, call outs. And the question is, and I'm moving it back to retail, what can they really do about it? And so ended up conversing back and forth with the chatbot, which is supposedly the entire history of knowledge known to man. And going back and forth with scenarios, well, yeah, okay, if we do that, but then 14 people will figure out this way to cheat and that way to cheat and this and that and the other and this skipping and then please look up facts. Does this happen at Target? Does this happen at Walmart? Does this happen at Costco? The fair-haired boy of retail that everybody loves? Yes. Target apparently is getting fed up and is trying something else, and they've tried a bunch of things. Walmart has this point system that apparently is pretty draconian. That doesn't solve it either. Target tried being lax. That didn't solve it. Costco takes really good care of their people. They have a lot of longevity, but that doesn't solve it. And the regular grocery chains are really struggling with this. And it's across the board. And so the thing is, of course, so what can really be done about it? And the fact of the matter is, of course, HIPAA and all these other FMLA and all these other things, basically, and again, this is the words of ChatGPT and whatnot, not me expressing company policies or anything, but in a lot of these places, I guess basically for privacy and whatnot, and these are good protections, but basically, I'm sick, get out of jail free card. And then if you know how to work your company's paid time off program, you can even get paid for it. So why wouldn't you come to work? Legit. The thing is, of course, if you take those protections away or you tighten up on it, then what happens to, employees when real situations happen? Because of course, the very first time you get the crackdown, we'd all be able to find a case, somebody, in my luck, it'd probably be somebody like me, who some really urgent, legitimate situation comes up and boom, you're getting slammed by the new policy. And think about the PR nightmare and everything else that would be and of course, what that would do to the particular person. So that's not really on the table. And then when you get into other things, then the union gets involved, and those options are off the table. And okay, so pay everybody a lot more. I'm on board with that. All right, let's get us up to $50 an hour. That will cause everybody to want to show up because you don't want to miss that. Well, then of course, oh my God, I am paying $17 for Cheerios because they're paying you people. You don't want to think about it, and you don't want to think about your fellow shoppers doing stuff like that, but they would. And if you look at the really super deluxe small little grocery stores that really take care of their people, guess what? High prices. There's this magical pot of money where if the executives just took fewer bonuses, you could achieve all of this. Maybe true. In what reality is that ever actually going to happen? Apart from pulling out communism. Even this New York free stuff grocery store or whatever, they're having issues with all sorts of other things, and they're trying to give away food for free. It's a unwinnable situation, long story short. But so of course the ideal thing that we came back to again and again was resilient staffing, which is essentially scheduling a little bit over instead of being right on what the computer forecast says that you need, to have a little bit of a buffer. Well, ChatGPT and I discussed it, and we came up with 56 different reasons why in actual operating that would not work. Among them, starting with simple things like customers seeing a couple extra people, I'm paying extra for grapes and those people are just standing around doing nothing, which would happen, to managers, I'm going to make myself look good and I'm actually going to cut those people to help with my hours numbers and make me look good. Or the employees, I think we're overstaffed. You're not going to miss me if I go home early, right? And of course, then the higher price pressure and everything. And then And then as soon as the next executive comes, they're going to get rid of that program anyway. So it's just a pipe dream. Anyway, it's hopeless, everybody.